All right. Hi, and welcome back to TUTV. I'm Parker.
And I'm Catherine.
Recent thing that happened to me, as well as to a few other students, is a casting call last Friday for TU film majors. They wanted to find people who could be in their short films. And yeah, it's an interesting format.
Go on.
Yeah, you walk into a room after having been given a script, and there's just a camera there, and they say say your name and then do the role. Which it's very weird because the role that I ended up doing, it was between Scott Pilgrim, which Michael Cera, it's pretty hard to channel Michael Cera better than him, and then the other was from No Country for Old Men, who's like this super crazy murderous guy. And that's the one I chose because I think it would be more fun. But it was weird being hi, I'm Parker, I'm a normal functioning person.
But you've got experience because we're doing it right now.
Yeah, but I can be a normal person. This was pretending to be a murderer. That's way different from being a host on TUTV.
Oh, well, stay tuned and you might see him be a murderer. You never know.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of the show.
Enjoy the show.
Hello, welcome back to TUTV. I'm Christopher DePalma.
And I'm David Stump. We have some exciting stories for you this week, so let's jump right into it.
The wife of the Ukrainian president recently organized a press conference to share her thoughts on the Ukrainian-Russian conflict. The Ukrainian First Lady said during the conference that, quote, "I appeal to all the unbiased media in the world. Tell this terrible truth. Russian invaders are killing Ukrainian children," end quote. The First Lady and Prime Minister have both gone on to share their thoughts on the recent attacks in Ukraine and have both posted on social media sites such as Instagram and Facebook to share their points of concern for the Ukrainian children. At least 38 Ukrainian children have died in the conflict so far, according to official estimates.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis was seen at the University of South Florida in Tampa to announce $20 million in funding for cybersecurity and IT training opportunities. Before the conference started, DeSantis was recorded telling students that their mask wearing was, quote, COVID theater, end quote, and requested them to take off their masks. 14-year-old Kevin Brown Jr., a high school freshman, told the Associated Press that, quote, "I was a little bit surprised at his tone," end quote. This comment was then followed up by Brown's father, saying that he would advise DeSantis to, quote, "stop bullying kids," end quote.
After severe storms on Saturday and multiple tornadoes, there have been multiple confirmed damages of property and deaths in Madison County, Iowa. Authorities say that there are 6 counted deaths and 6 counted civilians in critical condition after the tornadoes. Governor Kim Reynolds has issued a statement this past Saturday stating that, "Our hearts and prayers go out to all those affected by today's tragic storms that ripped through our state."
Fire and smoke maps late Friday morning indicated that fires outside Tulsa and Osage County and in the Bartlesville, Waletka, and Tahlequah areas contributed to a haze in eastern Oklahoma skies. With Saturday evening comes a small chance of precipitation. However, Sunday is when widespread rain could bring air quality levels back to suitable or good levels, according to forecasters. In addition to that, a cold front is approaching Oklahoma, which is expected to further increase the chances of the air quality returning to normal levels.
Recently, researchers of the University of Southern Carolina have stated that the Tyrannosaurus rex may belong to 3 separate species. South Carolina and Maryland paleontologists conducted an analysis of skeletal remains that they say reveal physical differences in the femur and other bones and dental structures. The researchers went on to state that Tyrannosaurus rex fossils have, quote, "remarkable degrees of proportional variations," end quote, according to the authors of the previously mentioned study. Gregory Paul, one of the leading researchers of the study, said in an interview that, "I'm aware that there could be a lot of people who aren't going to be happy about this, and my response to them is, publish a refutation."
I can't really believe that they're now saying that the Tyrannosaurus Rex is like 3 different dinosaurs. It's kind of crazy.
It broke my heart.
I know.
I'm going to clutch my Jurassic Park DVDs.
I know, I was just about to say that. What does that mean for the upcoming movie later this year for Jurassic Park Dominion, right? Or Jurassic World?
Well, they better change it.
Yeah, I mean, they got to keep things accurate. You know?
Yeah, if things aren't accurate, then they might as well just throw out the whole movie.
Exactly. I mean, it basically invalidates the entire series. So, well, that's all that we have time for this week.
Stay warm.
Hello, and welcome back to another TUTV interview. Today we are talking to Kareem Ihmeidan. So, Kareem, what organization are you representing today?
I am here on behalf of the Student Association.
Oh, awesome. So kind of all of the organizations.
All of the organizations on campus, we're the governing body of the entire student body, and all the student orgs are chartered through our organization.
Cool. Yeah, I'm a fan of Student Association personally.
Yeah.
For context, I am a senator. And what is your role in, what's your background in Student Association?
Yeah, so I am currently the president. I'm the outgoing president. We just elected our new president earlier in February. I started off in my freshman year. I was a senator as well, and then I kind of took a hiatus and then found myself back participating and decided to run for president a few times, and essentially it worked out.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What organization, or sorry, what event is SA putting on?
So this semester we're hosting our service day, which essentially is it is the day of civic engagement for the university, where the entire student body, faculty, staff, alumni, we all go out and we engage in the surrounding Tulsa community. It is our duty as an institution of higher learning to also contribute to our surrounding community, as it is a pillar and a characteristic of our mission here at the University of Tulsa. So that's essentially what Service Day is. What Service Day is, and what we hope to accomplish with it.
Cool. When is that happening?
So it'll take place April 9th, and it'll start from 9 a.m. and it'll end at 1 p.m. We'll have breakfast in the morning at the Student Union. We'll have buses. We'll be able to take students to different locations throughout the city, and then we'll come back for lunch to wrap it up.
Wow, okay. Do you know what some of those locations are going to be yet?
Yeah, so we have a few locations in North Tulsa. We have a few locations where we'll have students dealing with or getting rid of graffiti and working on various sports complexes and picking up trash and things of that nature. And also this year we'll have a new service opportunity where we'll be canvassing neighborhoods, and we'll be knocking on doors, essentially a listening day tour, and we'll be asking community members how the University of Tulsa can serve more as a resource to them.
Okay, so kind of brainstorming for future service days.
Definitely, yeah. And we're actually hoping to build out an Office of Civic Engagement here at the University of Tulsa, so we hope to gather that data and use it to improve our surrounding community.
Great, yeah. So how is this year going to compare to last year in terms of like COVID restrictions and in terms of just stuff in general?
Yeah, so last year we didn't have a service day. Last year we weren't equipped and we didn't have the necessary knowledge that we needed to have and to go about hosting a service day. But this year, with the COVID, with us being more familiar with how COVID works and understanding the necessary restrictions we need to have, such as face masks, hand sanitizers before we go out, we are a lot more equipped this year to host service day. And depending on locations, they may have their own COVID guidelines that we'll abide to as well. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so if a student isn't able to make service day on April 9th, what are some other ways that they can get involved?
Yeah, well, there will be a lot more service opportunities that will come up throughout the year. Maybe not this year, but we are looking forward to next year And we realize that students want to get engaged civically in the community throughout their time at TU. So we hope to make it more of, provide more opportunities for students to do that outside of just service day.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And so just as a reminder to the audience, when and where is it going to be?
So it's going to be April 9th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. The link is out. I believe the university sent it out via email.
Awesome.
The registration deadline closes March 11th, so this Friday. And we will meet at the Student Union bright and early for breakfast, go out, get some good service in, and then come back, wrap it up for lunch.
Great. Well, make sure to register. We'll see you there. Thanks for talking to us, Kareem.
Thank you. Thank you, Parker. Hope to
enjoy
see
the
you there.
rest.
Take care.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome back to TUTV Sports. I'm Sam Moody.
I'm Christopher DePalma. We've got some exciting stories for you this week, so let's get right into them. Tulsa's men's basketball beat UCF 73-72 at home last Sunday. Coming into the game, TU was 9-19 on the season. Tulsa did not lead in the game until the final buzzer. Jariah Horn rebounded a missed free throw from UCF with 2.8 seconds left, dribbling up to the half court before heaving up a shot to win the game. On senior night, seniors Darian Jackson and Horn led the game in scoring with 22 and 21 points respectively. Tulsa begins their postseason schedule this Thursday in the AAC tournament, as well as the 10th seed against the 7th seed, Wichita State.
Tulsa women's basketball lost at UCF 48-61 last Wednesday. The game was the regular season finale for the TU team after winning at home on senior night in the previous game. The lead went back and forth between the two teams in the first half. Both teams were tied at 14-all at the end of the first quarter, and UCF held a narrow 1-point lead at halftime. UCF had a strong third quarter and took the last lead of the game with 3:12 left in the third quarter. Tulsa's Tamira Poindexter led the team in scoring with 18 points and scored 7 of the team's 11 points. TU carried into this momentum into the conference tournament, winning in the first round on Monday.
Tulsa's men's tennis beat North Dakota at home 6-1 last Sunday. TU was ranked 31st in the most recent ITA rankings. Tulsa won at the second and third double spots to take the 1-0 lead. Tulsa won at the second, third, and fourth single spot to secure the dual win. North Dakota's sole point of the game came from the sixth spot. Connor DeMarco scored the final point of the game for Tulsa at the fifth spot. Tulsa's Cody Pearson improved to 6-2 in duels on the season at the top singles spot. Tulsa plays against in-state rival Oklahoma next Sunday.
Tulsa women's tennis beat Purdue 6-1 at home last Saturday. Tulsa came in at 31st in the most recent ITA rankings. Tulsa won the doubles point with 6-2 victories at the first and third double spot. Tulsa built a 3-0 lead following wins at the third and fifth spot. Purdue scored their sole point at the first single spot. Tulsa clinched the victory with a win in the fourth spot. Leanne Benedicci continued her undefeated season, improving to a 6-0 record.
Tulsa softball defeated DePaul 7-5 at home last Friday. Tulsa came into the game with a 5-9 record. Tori Meyer put DePaul on the bound early with a 3-run homer in the top of the first. Tulsa evened up in the bottom of the inning with Kylie Norwood, Abby Jones, and Imani Edwards all hitting RBIs. In the top of the fifth, DePaul's Anna Warriors hit a 2-out double RBI single to give DePaul the 5-3 lead. Tulsa responded again in the bottom of the inning. After Northwood run cut the score to 4-5, Edwards hit a 2 RBI double to give Tulsa the lead. Edwards would later score the final runoff of a double from Candy Kramer. Tulsa's next plays this Saturday in the Tulsa Tech Invitational.
So did you get to go to the men's basketball game on Sunday?
No, I didn't. Did you?
Yeah, so I was there. Actually, my friend Taylor's on the Palm Squad, and it was their senior night as well. So I went to watch, and it was a close game. It was really good. I was really concerned. I thought UCF was going to beat Tulsa because they were leading pretty much the whole game. I think they were up like by 10 or 15 points at one point, but that last second buzzer beater was so cool to see. And it was on ESPN the next day, all
Really?
these highlight reels. Yeah, it was really awesome to see. So, yeah, I hope they do well in the tournament.
Yeah, it's really amazing. Well, that's all the time we have for this week. We'll see you next week.
Thanks.
Hello, welcome to TUTV. I'm Jacob Gailey.
And I'm Julia Grantham. We've got some great stories for you all today, so let's jump right in.
Animal Aid of Tulsa is hosting their annual Luck and Libations block party, partnered with 473 on March 19th at 3 p.m. Luck and Libations is a block party complete with a DJ, a food truck from Grizzly Eats, treats from Bentley's Bakery, and an Irish-themed cocktail menu provided by local brewery 473. The event is also complete with adoptable dogs and their Pot of Gold raffle. All proceeds collected will go towards Animal Aid of Tulsa. The event is free to attend, and you are able to register on Eventbrite. Get in the holiday spirit for St. Patrick's Day with an entertainment venture right here in Tulsa.
Paris Fashion Week Spring 2022 wrapped up yesterday with many of the world's top designers debuting new collections. Collections from Valentino, which debuted an all-pink collection, and Off-White, with its final series from the late Virgil Abloh, drew headlines. Many design studios, including Balenciaga, took the chance to comment on the relationship between fashion and environmental degradation with their collections. Dimna Vassilia, the designer of Balenciaga, notes, quote, "In a time like this, fashion loses its relevance and its actual right to exist," end quote. Vassilia even debated canceling the show due to the climate crisis and the war in Ukraine.
The Batman, the newest installment in the DC Comics film franchises, hit theaters on March 4th, with Robert Pattinson playing the infamous Bruce Wayne and Zoe Kravitz as Selina Kyle. The film grossed an overwhelming $248.5 million worldwide in its first weekend, with a $134 million domestic opening. The depiction of Batman scored the second-best domestic debut of the pandemic era behind Spider-Man No Way Home, clocking in at barely under 3 hours. It is one of the longest superhero movies ever made. News media reports that these numbers coincide with a step towards normalcy after 2 years of the pandemic.
British pop star Dua Lipa is facing new lawsuits over her hit 2020 single Levitating. Article Sound System, a reggae band from South Florida, are suing the singer over similarities between Levitating and their 2017 track Live Your Life. The filing of Article Sound System's lawsuit comes just days after musicians L. Russell Brown and Sandy Linzer filed a copyright lawsuit against Dua Lipa and her label, Warner Brothers Records. Brown and Linzer's lawsuit and claims that Levitating drew from their songs without compensation. Dua Lipa and her label have not yet commented on the lawsuits.
Reservation Dogs, the Hulu series written by Oklahoma native Sterling Harjo, wins Best Scripted Series and Best Ensemble Cast in a new scripted series at the 2022 Film Independent Spirit Awards. Reservation Dogs was filmed in rural Oklahoma and depicts 4 native teenagers who spend their time committing crimes and fighting it. Nick Grad, the president of original programming at FX Entertainment, states, quote, Sterling Harjo draws deeply on his experiences as a native Oklahoman to make Reservation Dogs a true-to-life and incredibly funny story of youth, end quote. The series has been renewed for a second season and is set to premiere this year.
So, with the new Batman movie, I have to ask the question, who is your Batman?
Oh, who is my Batman?
Who's your Batman?
I am always, a classic Ben Affleck person,
Okay, all right, Batfleck.
But yeah,
Good to
I
know.
got to go back to that. I grew up watching those. They were just bad enough to be good,
That's my feeling on. I grew up watching the Bam Pow Batman with Adam West, and I
good one.
think that always will have my heart just a little bit.
That is just an iconic voice, Adam West, to put in literally any role.
Absolutely, that's one of the reasons actually I'm excited about seeing this new Batman is because they're introducing the Riddler, and I loved the Riddler from the old series.
Yeah.
Don't think it's going to be anything like that though, but
I guess we'll have to see.
We'll
but
have to see.
That's all the time we have for today. So
We'll see you next week.
Okay, so I'm going to enjoy this hosting gig. Oh, are we starting? Oh, sorry. Well, I'm going to enjoy this hosting gig for 2 reasons now. I just messed up, and also I accused Parker of murder earlier, so they might not let me back. But
I don't know. Well, the thing is, there's a history with TUTV hosts. doing their best to not endorse crime. So I think it's best that we continue the streak of not endorsing crime. However, if one were to endorse crime, which they shouldn't, I think bank robberies are the coolest crime. I think they kind of make like the coolest movies, and everyone's like thought about like, wow, like Baby Driver, that makes it look really cool, and like the idea of just like, taking money from the man, But you shouldn't say it's cool because it's not cool, and I don't think it's cool.
And
no
we're
one
not
should
endorsing
think
it
it's
at
cool.
all.
Yeah, but if there were to be one crime that's really cool, it would probably be bank robbery, but there isn't one.
Crime's not cool, guys.
It's not cool.
But in other news, happy International Women's Day. Let's just
Yeah.
switch that up a little bit. Just
True.
thanks to all the great women out there in the world.
Yeah.
But yes,
Especially the ones who rob banks.
especially those ones. Anyway,
No, actually, no, don't do that.
don't listen to Parker.
Yeah, don't listen to me.
Although Ocean's 8.
Well, now we're both, yeah, true. That's
That
a
was a
good
good one
movie.
too.
So, yeah, but only because it's fictional. So,
Exactly.
yeah. Well, now neither of us will host again, so that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Let's just enjoy this.
Yeah,
What other crimes can we talk about today?
Let's see. Some people don't like the Batman film, and that's kind of a crime on movie critiques, Yeah.
Well, change of the topic there. That was a good one. But anyway, guys, let's end that here before we talk about
Yes.
any more crime.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.